Curran Bhatia here at Madison Square Garden with Jake Paul. Jake, we know you're taking on Rahman Jr. He was talkative in the press conference. Was he more talkative than you expected?
More stupid than I expected, to be honest. Just running in circles. It was like talking to a fifth grader. But yeah, I know he's a hothead. You know, he has a lot of emotions. He fights with emotion, which is going to bite him in the ass. So I like how mad he was getting, and this is all part of the game. I love this. This is a show business.
You have people around you that you trust. Nakisa, Logan, they didn't want you to take this fight, and they've led you to 5-0. Was that a tough decision to go against what they're saying?
Not really. You know, I do what I want, and I know what I'm capable of, and I love their advice. I appreciate their advice, but I know what I can do, and I have goals, and I have aspirations, and I have a career, and I have critics who are waiting to criticize me all the time, and they all want me to fight a pro boxer. So this is it. Here we go. You know, the fans wanted to see this. It's Madison Square Garden. We had an open night on August 6th, which is rare for Madison Square Garden. So I had to take this opportunity. I had to seize the moment.
You were supposed to fight Tommy Fury. Now you're fighting a real heavyweight in Rahman Jr. I know you're not intimidated, but when you stood up there and you saw how big he was, the size, any pause at all in you?
No, not at all. I like to fight bigger people. They can't hit me. I'm way faster. I bet you that I get hit maybe 2 times in this fight. And that'll just be me, you know, getting comfortable in the first couple of rounds. But after I get his distance, he's not going to hit me.
We know that you, of course, the name Conor McGregor came up. We saw the video you put out today. He had called you a flop. You responded. You gave the numbers. You were transparent there. If you are successful against Rahman Jr., do you want Tommy next? Do you want Conor? What would be the plan, you think?
All of them. All of them. You know, I got time for all of them. Whoever is down, just get the contracts ready and sign it up. I'm ready. A lot of these guys say they're down, but they're not actually. So there's a lot of names on the hit list, and I'm going to slowly check each one of them off.
Does it give you extra motivation on guys that you may not like Tommy and Conor? Like we saw the anger a little bit in your eyes and kind of being like, hey, are we going to do this or not? Does that give you extra motivation in boxing against people you don't like?
Yeah, I mean, I think I work harder in the gym knowing that there's people out there who are going to be potential opponents one day. It motivates me, and it just pushes me in those moments where, you know, you don't really want to keep on going. You're in the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th round. You just remember that there's people out there who want to take your head off, and you use that as motivation to keep on going.
And last question for you. I know you're addicted to this game of boxing. There's a lot of things. It wasn't like you needed to box to survive. You want this, right? And now you're headlining. Your name is going to be on Madison Square Garden August 6th. I mean, what does that mean to you to be headlining, and the fact that why is boxing so addictive for you?
It's just everything about it I love, you know? The show, the training, the dedication, the discipline, you know, the outfits, the shit talk, and then making the money after. This is a big business, and I really started off as an entrepreneur at 16, 17 years old. So at the end of the day, I'm just running a business here, knocking people out, and man, I just love getting in the gym. Something about it. It's addicting, and when you knock someone out, the feeling of that going through your gloves, there's nothing else like it in the world. The crowd goes crazy. You can't ever replicate that.
Logan, we just saw your brother and Hasim Rahman Jr. got a little chippy in there. Yeah. And I feel like in terms of the opponents Jake's had, I mean, Askren was a good talker, who I know you had on your pod, but Rahman, he brought it, right? What did you think?
No, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the guy. I don't know him. I've never seen him fight. I've never seen him talk. But he got me excited. You know, like at the end of the day, boxing is probably only half of what this sport is. It's entertainment. So if you're not going to come up and sell the fight, fuck off. But the guy's good. I'm excited.
Speaking of entertainment, I know something you said is that you used to look in the mirror and say, I'm going to be the biggest entertainer in the world. And you ended up fighting one of the greatest fighters of our generation. So you achieved that. I'm just wondering, like, if you had any advice to people on their own journey on how to achieve that positive mindset.
Yeah. It's hard because I like, it's a severe manifestation for me. Like, there was no other option. You have to believe what you say, whether it's coming out of your mouth, whether you're writing it down, whether it's thoughts in your head, conversations with your friends, whatever it is. Like, I just believed that it was going to happen. And when it did, you know, it kind of blew my mind. I mean, like, fucking so cliche, but really anything's possible. People just don't believe that because there's no plan B. They're not believing what they say. They don't have the conviction in themselves. I did.
For the rest of your life, you have that clip backing him up in the first round, making him uncomfortable. Has he paid you yet?
Not all of it. No, we're working on it. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about when you fight someone, a lot of people say you gain respect for them. And I know KSI, you fought him twice. Now you guys are business partners with Prime. Did that happen for you guys? Did you gain respect after fighting?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, nah, I've always had respect for him. You know, like everything he's built, it just was you put the respect aside for a second. It was more of like it was more of a relationship building, like a trust in each other that I think we gained after the fact. You know, we've always had respect for each other, but the relationship wasn't always there. And now that it is, you know, sky's the limit.
You've achieved great things in boxing and, of course, outside of boxing. You're watching your brother now headline at Madison Square Garden. I mean, what your perspective of your younger brother? You see his name up there. I mean, what are your thoughts?
It's insane. Like, actually fucking insane. We walk through the garden, right? There's nothing on the floor, and I'm looking up and I'm seeing the Paul Hasim banners, and like, we talked about this when we were kids. We wanted to sell out MSG. One of us was going to do it, and I might still do it as well, but he beat me to it. My little brother beat me to it, and I couldn't be more proud, man. Like, he's surpassing every expectation I've ever had for him and the world's ever had for him. And like, I'm done betting against Jake Paul. That's why I say, like, you go against the kid, you're going to lose.
Last question. Before I let you go, I have to ask about the Polaroid project.
Sure,
I'm sure you're passionate about this. Well, what's the latest?
No, it's doing so well. So every day we do an auction, and we have about $900,000 in the community treasury. So I'm forming this group. It's the future of community, the Originals DAO. We're going to do creative, fun, strategic things with the money, have events, sponsor philanthropies, fund independent movies. Like, I have big goals for this project, and it's a community, and it's tech disguised as art. And I think time will tell just how pivotal this project is in shaping the way a functioning DAO is supposed to work and how NFTs should be utilized on the blockchain, especially in the bear market. Like, this is the worst market ever, dude, and we are like barreling through it. I couldn't be happier with my community. I couldn't be happier with the way the project's being received. And this is the first step of many. You know, it's 99 originals, but it's going to become originals. And I'm 27 years old. I love art. I'll be taking photos and making stuff for the rest of my life.
Well, congratulations on that. Best of luck to your team on August 6th. And Logan Paul, thank you so much for the time. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Up TV, and give us a follow online as well at Fight Up TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.